Chris, you clickbait SOB. No, my stock did not get stolen, but I bring up a good point. So first and foremost, this video is inspired by watching a recent T the Silver Stacker video. T the Silver Stacker, again, the three pillars of silver stacking: indoctrination, fascination, and obsession. I think I got those right, T? Just kidding. But no, it actually brought up a really good point. So if you didn't catch this video from T, what he was talking about was he was actually talking to a coin dealer who participated in coin shows and ended up getting the shaft. He ended up getting stolen from apparently over a period of time. Him and a few other coin dealers from someone that apparently they thought they trusted at these coin shows. And apparently the guy had a pretty good scheme for how he would do it. It would kind of use a box of other coins, get it appraised. And while he was doing that, he would look through the dealer's inventory and kind of pull some sleight of hand. Interesting concept. Not the first time, won't be the last. But, of all people, if you're going to steal from anybody, again, no one condones stealing. But, you steal from the bank, you're going to, probably get a knock at the door, your credit score might be messed up. Things like that, and I'm talking about you walk in the door with an AR-15 and request that they empty the drawers into a sack. Talking about, white-collar crime. You're probably not going to get in much trouble for it. But, you steal from those kind of people who I can imagine, would gladly have a shotgun in your face, if they saw you do it, or, a revolver of some type, you can expect some repercussions. And it was pretty crazy to me that, this person had gained their trust over time. And it seemed like one of those things where, how you're out and about, hanging out with your friends, and then somebody comes along and it's like, they're cool, they seem cool, and then they start showing up at other things, and you're like, you just assume they're with, they're friends of one of your other friends, and it's just like, is he with you? No. Is he with you? No. But nobody ever asked the question, That seems like what kind of happened with this guy, how he earned his way into the crowd. But, I was thinking, come on, how much could it really be that this dude was stealing? And then I heard, at one point the coin dealer was talking about, some of the coins that this dude was, had his hands on, and he was talking like 30,000-40,000 a pop. And I was like, oh, okay, wait, you got my attention there. You should have started the video with, some of these coins are 30-40 grand a pop. Then I would have been interested. I could have put my team together. I would have seen what Danny Ocean's up to, and we could have headed on down to the coin show and, rolled the dice if we could get our hands on some of it. But interesting video, and it brought me to think about something else, which is, your stack. What happens if it gets stolen? What happens if it's, you're right at the peak and your stack gets stolen right out from under you? Do you start over? Do you, I think that's an interesting question because, so many people, it's very hard, especially once you've kind of reached the pinnacle of where you think you're going to go, to just get it all taken out from under you and have to start over. Now, we all love the success stories of life where people, I failed 27 times and, it only took me one time to get the light bulb. Yes, thank you, Thomas Edison. But, the reality is that for most people, they're not bankrolled like Edison was. So, failure is very hard to deal with. It's something you have to consciously, put your mind to and get yourself back out. And with your stack, there's money on top of it. It's very seldom that you'll see, a diversified stock portfolio go to zero. You could see fraud and things get stolen from you, but, silver, gold, those are a different beast. They can very well get stolen from you, which is, crazy, but it's the world that we live in. And so what do you do at that point? Do you start back from scratch slowly but surely and just rebuild that stack, or do you call it a day? Again, because the hard part with stacking is, I keep getting comments about, I've gotten so much capital appreciation on my silver. Well, yeah, from 30 years ago, of course, you're going to have some capital appreciation. But again, look at it in the bigger picture. Look at it versus stocks versus everything else. Like, of course, that you're going to have some good gains on it, but it's not really a function of the silver itself or the gold itself. It's really more just that, everything has gone up in price, and that's how the dollar works by design. It'll be the same way 20, 30 years from now. So bet your money, put your bank on it. That's how it works. That's how the system works. Anyway, these kind of things, you got to think about them, because another thing that I thought about was people who put their money into, silver, gold, valuables in general, into safe deposit boxes. First, I know for a fact many people keep cash in safe deposit boxes. Stupid. Beyond stupid. That is the dumbest place. Oh, well, it's in the bank, it's safe. Yes and no. I mean, there's still a lot of theft that goes on within the bank and inside jobs, the fire. Recently, last year, I saw a Chase Bank burn down, and the safe had actually started to melt, which is interesting, because I would think that they would have a crazy high temperature, tolerance. But the thing is, too, that the safe has to actually be closed. And depending on when the fire started, if the safe isn't closed, those safe deposit boxes are done, because that heat's going to get right into that box. And if you don't know how the bank works, I don't want to give you too much information, but yes, during the day, the safe is open. Obviously, they got to go in there. They got to take clients into the safe deposit boxes. So the safe is open. So if the bank burns down during the day, your stuff's gone. That cash is going up. The safe deposit boxes, I mean, they might as well be P.O. boxes in the UPS store. That's about how much protection they have. They're garbage. So again, all of these things that you take for granted, even your metals. What I was thinking is, like, if somebody was smart after that fire, because the building sat there for a while, and you could see the exposed safe area open. So I was like, if they were smart, what they would do is go look through those safe deposit boxes to see, again, somebody was keeping metals, valuables, anything like that. But again, I don't know what's what in there. But it was really interesting, and it came to me like, the other part about that is that the bank, they're not keeping a running tab on what's in there. You can fill out the manifest, but again, when they go to make the insurance claim, I promise you, they are going to hound you to prove that you actually had what you say you had in there. Even, it's crazy. You would think, well, they've got cameras. I go in there once a month. They can see what. No, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. The insurance companies, again, their job is to let as little money out the door as they can. So all of these things that you seemingly, can bet the farm on, like, hey, I'm protected, blah, blah, blah. Don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. But again, these are interesting points that, this video that T put out, again, was something that, as I show you, the Incuse maple. Let's take this bad boy out, show it in the sunlight. This is the Incuse maple. Look how deep that Incuse is. Black rhodium plated. And look at all the detail. That's the real key with it. It's got a lot of detail in there. It's not like they just stamped it. Even the queen, again, looks good in black rhodium. Very nice piece. Is it worth it? Many stackers would say, hell no, that's not worth it. Especially when you see like how big it is. But it is what it is. You got to spend your money somehow. Anyway, these are all important topics that, again, real life stacking. There's the hypothetical stacking. So many channels deal with like the hypothetical. Oh my God, currency failure. Oh my God, politics this, politics that. Come on, just deal with the real stuff. Again, I mean, not to give shout outs to the Seeker, but he does come up with a lot of real world scenarios. I just feel like, he's the kind of guy where we could bust open a gallon of milk and some Oreos and just sit there and talk about, how proud his grandma is. But anyway, that's it for today. See you later.